trouble off of turn number 2. Got a spinner.
Oh!
And a collector as well. The first car to go around was the 92 of Jimmy Johnson. He had gotten tagged by the 15 of Billy Parker. And poor Randy Tolsma and Hank Parker Jr. got collected. There's Tolsma.
Randy Tolsma cannot catch a break. He just cannot. And Billy Parker, a lot of damage to that automobile.
Let's take a look at what happened. This was off turn 2, deep in the field.
There we see the contact between the 92 and the 15, and then the 15 goes back across the racetrack and makes contact with his brother.
That'll be a topic of conversation around the family table this week. Hank Parker Jr., Billy Parker, among those caught up in a crash that's put us under yellow early here at Indianapolis Raceway Park. Back at Indianapolis Raceway Park, under an early caution with our NASCAR on TNT coverage of tonight's 200-lapper. Turn 2, kind of a mess after about 6 cars got stacked up over there. Involved in the crash, the Parker boys. Also Jimmy Johnson, Randy Tolsma, and young Mr. Vickers, 17 years old, but Brian's got some wrinkled up nose on his car now.
Let's take one more look at the crash, and there they are. It just got all jammed up. The cars are 2-3 wide. Some contact between the 15 of Billy Parker, the 92 of Jimmy Johnson, and Tolsma comes along, the 25 car, the Marines car. He has nowhere to go. Let's listen. Brian Vickers has some pretty good contact. I didn't realize that. One more angle. On board with Hank Parker Jr. Bill Camp's clear. Oh,
Just
no.
gets caught by Scott Wimmer. And that's just typical Saturday night short track racing. I mean, somebody gets jammed up and everybody's going for the same hole and you just can't get stopped in time. It's close quarters to begin with. And when as soon as you make a contact like that and everybody gets jammed.
Over in turns 1 and 2.
Right in front of this, the 15 car of Billy Parker is up in the wall. And Jeff Green, the 10 car, the yellow car on the down the bottom of the racetrack, was somehow involved.
You can see right behind the number there, the doors caved in a little bit, so there was contact.
See the big dent there as Jeff Green is on pit road.
They've got to pull it away from the tire to make sure they don't get a tire rub. So that's why they're pulling with all their might on that fender.
Checking the front end alignment. Making sure that he didn't get anything knocked askew that's going to affect the handling as well. Mike McLaughlin has been back in a couple of times. Jason Keller also came back down pit road under this caution flag. So his car, we were talking about it handling off. They called him back in to make further adjustments and cost him some track position. Elton Sawyer is the leader. You're watching NASCAR on TNT.
Clocked in at 22nd quickest. Billy Catfish Parker, Rusty Wallace's young driver of the Duraflame Dodge on the racetrack. First lap good enough for 26th.
Yeah, they struggled in practice. They were 36 quickest in practice. I know they were making a lot of changes on this race car before qualifying. They tested up here. Of course, you mentioned the Wallaces being from the St. Louis area. Rusty Wallace owning this car. Really wanted to come here and make a good showing. This is a brand new race car, but in that test, they got out of control just a little bit and wrecked the car and had to put a new rear clip. Once again, you see all of that water coming out of there, but this is one of the cars that has to qualify in the top 38, and he's going to do it. He'll be able to race here tonight.
And what I'm wondering, Larry Mack, Kenny Wallace has yet to run. He was very quick in the second practice. You think he's got anything for Martin Truex Jr.?
Well, he was second quickest, 33.63. You know, we talked, the racetrack's really not cooling down, and that wind certainly is not dying down, but Martin, nothing but race setup. We got trouble down in 3 and 4. Caution is out.
Several cars in the wall. Lap 3, first caution out. Clint Boyer in the Richard Childress Racing number 21 heavy damage to the rear end of that car.
Yeah, this is the same car that he had at Nashville where he was so strong. And look at Billy Parker, Rusty Wallace's car, the 66. A lot of damage to that race car. These guys were back there running somewhere about mid-pack. As you say, a lot of damage to the rear of that car. Of course, what they'll try to do is try to stay on the lead lap, see if they can repair these cars.
Let's take a look at the replay. Parker spinning at the bottom of your screen up into the wall. Hard to see how it actually began.
And what we're hearing on Clint Boyer is he just didn't get a good start. He started 12th, and he already was back to 25th on the first lap.
So we're under caution for the first time this evening here at Gateway International. You're watching Busch Series racing on FX. Ooh. And back at Gateway International, we're under caution. And there's a unique way to say Happy Mother's Day on a gas can.
It's a good way to get your gas can on television.
Let's watch the very beginning of the race, the green flag, perhaps get some perspective. Larry, Clint Boyer to the left
there
of your
you see
screen.
him right there. Yeah, he started back in 12th. We had just talked before break where he had fell back to 25th. He just didn't get a start. It's almost like he maybe missed a shift, spun the rear tires or something. Now, this is what happened going over to turn 3, and it looks like that Billy Parker in the 66 just maybe clipped the grass, and then everyone else was a victim. He got into Paul Menard, the 33 car, who ended up getting into Clint Boyer, and then Travis Geisler comes along, and he just gets into Billy Parker as well. And
going to the front, got trouble, I think, turn 1.
Crash.
Yeah, there was a two-car collision, and one ended up in the fence. Billy Parker in the Duraflame 66 of Rusty Wallace. He and another car went into turn 1 side by side, and it was Parker that paid the price.
Yeah, and that was a nasty lick. I mean, he got hooked and straight up into the wall.
Anything about it?
Come on in. Stay zone in.
Do have the safer barriers here now.
And I tell you, that's a blessing for Catfish here, because that was a hard lick head on. I hate it to see when the cars get turned and then they bite and head back up the track like that. Watch this. This is looks like it almost picks up speed. Bam. Oh.
Darrell, that thing just made a dead turn to the right.
Something happened to it, baby.
That wasn't even like a tire going down right there. It's like something just completely broke.
From Jason Keller, there's the contact.
Okay. Wow. We didn't see that part on the first replay.
But I'm not sure, Darrell, was he loose before the contact and lost it, and that car just happened to be there, or did the two collide?
When I saw the car take off, it looked like he was all by himself. He may have run up on that car.
That might have been Ashton Lewis alongside. Let's see this angle again. Ashton Lewis on the outside.
Yeah, it looks like he got down under that car in front of him, and then he tried to cut and stay under him, and he lost it, and the thing just took off.
Looked there like he might have put two wheels down on the flat.
I think he hit the apron, yeah.
Billy Parker is okay. He's climbed out of the car, walked into the ambulance for the mandatory trip to the care center, and we are under caution at lap 15.
About 2 grand.
Oh boy, Hornaday's gone and into the wall in turn 2.
Oh, here's some more cars getting into it.
Yep, they couldn't get slowed down soon enough.
Here's
Darrell.
more cars.
Looked like Shane
More
did.
cars.
Gosh.
Billy Parker, the 66.
You don't get a second chance here.
What part of stop racing when the yellow comes out isn't
I mean, the field's frozen, and the cars are all back in here running over each other.
Shane Mill, the 24 car, he was having a decent run.
Ashton Lewis got severe damage. Hornaday, who started all this, I'm not sure what happened. He was the first cat we saw go around.
I mean, gosh, Darrell, Hornaday wrecked a week ago before these fellas got to the scene.
See Billy Parker, the 66 car. This is about the 3rd race in a row where they've been involved in an accident, I think, before lap 25.
Now, this wreck may have begun back with contact back up in turn 4.
back up here a little bit and see. Here's the 60. Biffle behind Ron Hornaday in the 2. Biffle gets a run on him off the corner. No problem there, I don't think. Biffle's got a nose. This is where it's real yikes. That guy on the outside, I mean, you got to know there's somebody got that nose under you. At this racetrack, you're going to go to the bottom.
But now look how long it takes for all this to unfold.
Well, watch Billy Parker. I don't know where he was going. I know where he's going now, but I don't know where he was going then.
Darrell, if Bickle indeed had that nose right there, as fast as you're running here, that's a big part of the spotter's obligation up on top of the roof to tell you, looking inside.
Yeah, well, there's a difference between looking and he's there. And if he's looking, that's okay, but you go in the corner so fast here, if a guy's even more remotely got a run on you, you got to tell him he's there.
David Stremmy's view. Now that's Billy Parker just ahead. Oh, excuse me, that's Tony Raines just ahead. Stremme gets through. But let me ask Jeff Burton, did the aftermath of this accident have to happen?
Well, I mean, it's a whole lot easier sitting right here talking about it. You see Billy Parker's really got it checked up right there. He's actually dragging a left front brake. I think that he saw the car coming down, was probably on the brake harder than he really needed to be, and then the car wouldn't turn. But you could see he wasn't just driving into the wreck. You'd end up leaving a mark with the left front tire locked up.
But, you know, Jeff, with the field being frozen now, the minute that caution light comes, the second it comes on, you can just about afford to stop.
Yeah, well, you see that's what Ashton Lewis did, and then Casey Kane got into him. So, you know, you can't just stop, because if you do, you get run over from behind. You still have to, you can see Casey Kane, that's exactly what happened there. Ashton Lewis slowed down, and Casey Kane got into him, because that's exactly what he was doing. He was trying to get slowed down, and then it turned in. And then this part of it, you know, that didn't need to happen.
Darrell, is it harder to get stopped on this concrete? We saw Mark Martin, Jeff Burton's teammate a couple of years ago, couldn't get stopped coming off turn 2 when Steve Park had spun out.
Because of all the debris that gets up in the top of the racetrack, you know, there's no outside groove. Hot tires, you pick that up on your tires, and then you start trying to stop, and you don't have enough grip to get her wound up.
Second caution of the day. The caution lights here at Dover positioned on the outside of turn number 1 while the drivers are looking down into the corner. And maybe it just took some folks a while to realize the caution was out. We're under the second caution of the day. Ron Hornaday multi-car crash.
Track to put you back here in the garage.
Well, I don't know. We took off there and a little tight from center off. I couldn't wait to get in the pits with this Duraflame Dodge and just tune in a little bit. We had a pretty decent race car, and I was excited about it. We made ground from where we started this weekend, and Robbie Gordon got spun on the front stretch. We missed it, and the next caution, I don't know what happened. It was too far up for me to see. I was coming through there, and they were sliding down. One car was up at the high, and one car was in the middle. And I didn't know where to go. I was looking at my rearview mirror to make sure I didn't get run over. I just didn't pick a good enough hole and run into, I think, the 46 car. But we just got bad luck here lately. We're going to get through it. Got a great team, got a great sponsor. Love driving for Rusty. It could be raining $100 bills, and I'd get knocked out by a silver dollar. You know, we just got bad luck. So we're going to get through it.
All right, thanks, Billy.
Thanks.
Let's go to Matt.
Ooh. And Harvick in the 21 car wisely backed up and let those two
there
cars.
we go, one in trouble, turn 1. Caution's out. It is Billy Parker in Rusty Wallace's 66. Caution flag is out. Field immediately slows. And just a lap and a quarter before trouble for the Denver, North Carolina driver Billy Parker in his 11th NASCAR Busch Series start. He's kind of struggled here lately. This will be his 4th crash in the last 5 races. He is a rookie in the Busch Series, and he's trying to get the feel of what is a totally new type of racing to him, and it's been a little bit difficult in recent months.
It is very difficult. This is a brother of Hank Parker Jr., and he's been around racing for a long, long time. But you're right. It's trying to get started in this business is so tough.
I talked with Barry Dodson, the general manager of that team, this morning.
It's hard to tell exactly what happened watching the replay, but a couple of cars right behind him. I don't know if the contact was made or just simply pulled up behind him, and got him a little bit loose, arrow loose.
And these cars are going to be probably a little bit loose at the beginning of this race. These cars normally want to go to the tight side, so you got to start loose.
Hey guys, you're working on the wrong side. I don't know how they're going to put fuel in that car. Looks like maybe they can.
If they remove that piece.
Yeah, if they just take the quarter panel off, but that's what holds the fuel filler.
Got another look at it here. That's just from Kenny Wallace's car.
Yep, he got a little bit loose getting into the corner. Exactly what happened. Got the car sideways and he got in that gray stuff.
And now we see why Kyle Busch wisely backed off going in turn 3 and went to the inside.
As I said, that outside lane can be a little slippery early in these races. It caught up to Billy Parker there. Caution early in the Twister 300 for the NASCAR Busch Series at Chicagoland Speedway.
Chevrolet, so we'll find out. I mean, the car, we made a lot of changes earlier and then put it in qualifying shape. It was pretty good, so we'll just see what happens.
And for perspective, of course, he's recently been on the track in his Nextel Cup car, guys.
As he pointed out, Greg Biffle is the most recent Busch Series champion entered, so he has the champion's provision. Nobody can take that
using
away.
your head right there.
A change for the Rusty Wallace team. Billy Parker released as the driver of the Duraflame 66, and Jamie McMurray picks up the seat.
And he was third quickest in practice, and the plan right now is he goes to second quickest on his first lap, is all of the rest of the Busch Series companion events with Nextel Cup, which is a lot of races. Jamie will race this car, with the exception of Michigan and Phoenix. In none other, at those races in the Busch Series, Rusty Wallace will drive his own race car.
It's going to be exciting to see Rusty back in the Busch Series.
Jamie won a Busch Series race earlier this year at Rockingham driving the #1 car, James Finch. If he can pick it up a little bit, and he does it, 29-29. He's on the pole, and he betters his practice time.
Are the man today in the Busch Series at New Hampshire.
Yeah, I'm really excited. That's I finally have a truck pull, a Busch pull, and a cup pull, so that's something kind of fun. And I've qualified second, I don't know, 3 or 4 times and been really close. So I'm excited for Duraflame and for Rusty. He, I said earlier, but just has put together an incredible team here. So glad to be driving for him.
Congratulations to Jamie McMurray.
He qualified in his Texaco uniform, puts this one on for photos, and then he'll change it.